to the party.
It's not a fair fight. Drug company bullies inflate prices, gouge us, spend millions on lobbyists, and no one stops them. The bullies are now trying to destroy 340B, a program that helps millions afford health care and costs taxpayers nothing. We can't let that happen. The bullies won't win if we fight back. Tell your member of Congress to protect 340B, which has been working for 25 years, and simply let it be. Visit let340b.org.
Welcome back to The Next Revolution. There was a time when the Democrats looked out for working people. Not anymore. These days, they seem to look down on them. Here's Hillary Clinton this week.
I won the places that are optimistic, diverse, dynamic, moving forward, and his whole campaign, Make America Great Again, was looking backwards. You know, you didn't like black people getting rights. You don't like women, getting jobs. You don't want to, see that Indian American succeeding more than you are. Whatever your problem is, I'm going to solve it.
Oh, my gosh. And she didn't stop there. She also said this.
We do not do well with white men, and we don't do well with married white women. And part of that is an identification with the Republican Party and a sort of ongoing pressure to vote the way that your husband, your boss, your son, whoever, believes you should.
Isn't that lovely from the champion of women? Right, Judge Janine is still with us, and joining us as well, conservative commentator and author Ann Coulter here with us in Los Angeles. So, Ann, look, the first clip we saw there where she's talking about the people left behind and so on that didn't vote for her, wasn't that the whole point of Donald Trump, to represent those people who've been ignored for so long?
Oh, yes. I think he could start doing a little more of that. But I also think it's funny, this idea that California, which is this, I mean, if you take California out of the polls, Trump is actually pretty high up in the polls. California is just its own thing out here. So that's really what she's talking about. Yes, the coasts, but California is open. I can't get a plastic bag at the grocery store. You can't walk down most streets at night. You people have released criminals all over the place. No, this is not like free. California is Boys, California anymore. What's she even talking about? At the grocery store. You can't walk down most streets at night. You people have released criminals all over the place. No, this is not like free. California is Boys, California anymore. What's she even talking about? At the grocery store. You can't walk down the streets at night. People have released criminals all over the place. No, this is not like free. California is Boys, California anymore. What's she even talking about? You can't walk down the streets at night. People have released criminals all over the place. No, this is not like free. California is Boys, California anymore. What's she even talking about? You can't walk down the streets at night. People have released criminals all over the place. No, this is not like I think this is probably not the way liberal men do behave.
To tell them
from the left, I think that, they're...
Pick up on something you said just that way. I was really interested in that. You said that this president could do a bit better in representing...
Oh, I did slip that in,
right,
didn't I?
No, it's very interesting. So what do you mean by that? Let's look at that.
Well, look, it was 4 states that won the election for Trump. These Midwestern industrial states. He's done a fair bit. I won't knock him too much, but we're still waiting for the wall. And we didn't need a tax cut to preserve industrial states. He's done a fair bit. Fund managers. Thank you, Gary Cohn and Goldman Sachs. And especially right now when we're looking at a midterm election, which the party in power should lose. And if Trump loses the House of Representatives, they will not look at the law. And there are rules for what is an impeachable offense. That will be utterly irrelevant to a Democratic House. Yeah. He will be impeached. Now, he's probably just thinking, well, I won't be removed. But I have an idea. Why don't you win the House? What would be a big cultural issue that you could really gin up your side on that Democrats will all oppose? Oh, deport the Dreamers, build the wall.
So listen, what about we could get to immigration next, because it's something that is just
and
always
his main
such
issue.
Exactly right. And he was in California this week looking at the war. But just on the kind of the working class, but that blue collar vote that switched to Donald Trump, do you think, Janine, he's doing enough to actually help improve their lives?
I absolutely do think he's doing enough. You know, now we have a situation where a lot of the because of, let's just talk about the individual mandate and the impact that it had on so many employers who couldn't give a full-time job to an employee. Now what we've got is unemployment at this incredible low. People don't have to work 3 part-time jobs to be able to afford insurance. They're now getting fair insurance, and people now have the ability to see more money in their paychecks since February. So, you know, whether or not someone else benefited, one of the things I learned in life is never worry that someone else is getting a better deal than you are. Worry about your deal. And for the forgotten man and woman, they got a lot more money in their paycheck, and you're going to see it going forward. I think he's done a huge amount. I think coal for the miners and fracking and all that stuff, and the pipeline, which was a pipeline for
and Keystone
Pipeline.
Yes.
I mean, think about all the jobs. Think about what is the latest. Costco is giving people money now because of the tax. Is it Costco or there's another company?
There's a bunch of them, but I think
of the companies are giving employees $1,000 crumbs, according to the woman in California.
Well, this is the thing, they're so snooty and elitist. I mean, that crumbs that's going to really haunt Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats, and rightly so, don't you think?
Yes, I do think it should, though I do think Trump should be focused like a laser beam. Yes, he's done these things. I'm not saying he didn't do some things, but there is, for example, the opioid